Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are back again with part 2 of Linda taking us in the back of the ranch and taking us on a tour, showing us all that the ranch has to offer. If you didn't see part 1 of this video, don't worry, just click the link I have right here in the top right corner. But remember, come back and watch this video once you're done. Now, let's get back in the Bobcat and go for a ride with Linda.
So over here is the west side waterway. And if you look on this side, it's different plants. I think that's mesquite. And if you look down here, not on this side, but behind it, you'll see all sorts of leaves. Those are grapes. We have a lot of grape plants, so many acres of it. And for me, the beauty of having them is that during fire season, spring, summer, and fall, all of our hillsides, important hillsides, are covered in grapevines. And so it's not that it wouldn't catch on fire, but having them on all our hillsides would slow a fire down and give the fire department a chance to take care of business. So you're going to come see as we turn this corner. It's all grapes. Now, if you look up here, you're going to see a cave. Well, I don't know how long I was walking up here by myself and with my husband for how many months at a time. One day we were walking by and on the ground was this huge cougar print. I took my glasses off and I put it down there next to it. And I was wearing big glasses, sunglasses that go over my regular glasses. And it made my sunglasses look small. So we were like, holy cow. So my husband starts walking down this little area, and it was before we had all the sand over there, which we've pulled out of our ponds. And he's walking around, he gets to the log, and he looks up, and he sees that there's prints all the way going up to that cave. So basically, on all of our walks, a cougar was probably had his head out looking at us as we're walking, and we had no idea he was there. So we showed our ranch manager, and he was like, okay. So he and a couple of the other ranch hands came out in their trucks and just started shooting in the air, and they ran him off, which we were grateful for. But now we figure it's whoever's here is here. We have so many cougars and bobcats and bears, and they really don't seem to bother us, and we don't bother them. They know we're here. We know they're here. You just get used to it after a while. Not that you act silly and we're not bringing food out here or anything. We don't want to do that. But we do respect each other, I guess. You'll see a lot of videos and pictures when we're doing tours of us at this tree. First of all, it's a cool tree because it's hollow. But second, if you look up the trunk, you're going to see bear scratches. At the top of this tree, there are 2 or 3 holes that have active beehives in them. And they've been going strong for I don't know how many years. And the tree is actually hollow. I just don't know how it survives. But anyways, the bears have really tried to get to the honey in the beehives and have almost made it, but not quite. And quite often during the summertime, I'll come down here because it's nice and cool and peaceful. And I'll be here maybe having a little lunch, and I'll look across the way and I have cows lined up because they're having their lunch too of eating all the grapes that are ready to go. So me and the cows have lunch together. How many people in Palm Springs can say that they eat their lunch with wild cows in a waterway by a pond? Not too bad. Right over here, we always have water flowing. Now you could tell the water isn't flowing as much as it normally does because you can see where the normal flow is by what's wet. And we have a lot of frogs and pollywogs, and they'd come and live within this water area. So about 4 years ago, we had the Valentine's Day floods, and it was terrible, terrible weather. And we had a big problem with our pond. It got filled in with with sand, and we lost a lot of it. So we were back here with big equipment and shovels and cleaning it out. And I came to see what was going on and bring some things. And I walked up from the house in my muck boots, dropped stuff off, started walking back. I get to the top of the hill and something's weird in my foot. And I sit down and pull off my boot and a frog jumps out. Not a big frog, probably the size of a quarter at the most. I'll never forget that because I thought, this is so weird to have a frog jump in your boot. But anyways, that's my story that I always remember every single time I cross this area, which is quite often. So I guess I must think of it quite often. It's why we have such an immense amount of wildlife. And I'm sure Bishop can add in some of the pictures of the wildlife that we have in this area, which is just enormous and fun to see. I feel pretty lucky to be able to see it, actually. This is all cow poop. We have a lot of that. So this here really is the beginnings of how our water gets pushed through and down to the house from this side. This has a series of cement channels going through it. At the bottom on the other side is a pipe. The water gets pushed through and it goes up and creates a wave and down. And when it goes down, the sediment pours through the pipe, up again and down, and creates a pressure that shoots through a pipe and brings it all the way up to that tree over there, where you see the pipe starting. And it creates such a force without electricity that using different sized pipes, we're able to keep the force going until it gets to our house. It goes up many hills and down many hills before it gets to where it needs to go. That big black tank that I showed you. It's pretty cool. You're gonna see a little footpath across the way. And we'll show you some pictures and videos on that footpath of all the different animals who use that every single night. A lot of them on the same night, and they just don't seem to bother each other, which is interesting. But we have bears, we have foxes, we have raccoons, we have skunks, we have bobcats, we have cougars, we have deer, weasels, hawks. I don't know what I'm forgetting, but we have quite a few things. And a few weeks ago, we had wild dogs, that was crazy. But we have a trail camera right up here that does video as well as still shots. And so we get to watch it. And every Sunday we pull the thumb drive out and we look at see what we've had. And it's entertaining. It's actually just fascinating. But this is our west pond. And you can't see it right now because the water level is so high, but we have like a manhole cover with a hole on the side. And when we don't have a lot of water coming through, and we have year-round water here, we put the manhole cover on to hold the water. But right now, this is all excess water. It's just dripping out and going down the creek. Now, during the summer, we have a lot less water, but this stays full. The interesting thing that we've done at the black tank is Wilmer came up with a valve situation where we can fill this up and shoot it to the black tank and let it rise again. And from the black tank, we can shoot it to the east pond, which doesn't get much water during the summertime, and we can fill that up. And then we fill the black tank up again, and we keep it going so both ponds always have water. And so that way we won't run out of water if it slows down to a trickle, which it wouldn't do, but just in case. But the other thing is if we had a fire, both our ponds, which go down about at least 9 feet, have enough water in them so that the fire department could take a pump and use that water if they need to. So we have plenty of water for them. There's a nice umbrella that this makes, a big canopy, and it's so much cooler and shadier. Here you go is another camera that we have here that takes video as well as stills. So here you go. Do you see the pipe? So that pipe comes from over at that box. It goes underground and then shoots up behind the tree and comes down here. And you can't see it right now because the grapes have grown over it. We have an offshoot here so that way we can water. That's what that pipe is. It's all gravity and different sized pipes. I find that amazing. And we have channels in different parts of the ranch that the person who didn't have much of an education who developed this made channels to try to see how he can get the water to flow. And he made it with pebbles and like a cement sand type of a mixture. And we have them, I really can see them most on the other side of the ranch, but that's how he figured out how to bring the water over. So over here, we've not finished it yet. It's not a high priority. This was where, again, what I was told. I'm not 100% sure that anything is 100% true unless I can see proof of it. But I was told that when this was a cattle ranch, the ranch hands didn't want to spend time down in the Bordello area at Middle Ranch because it was too hot and they didn't have air conditioning back then. So they'd come up here and they made a patio for themselves, and this is where they'd spend their nights because it was much cooler. And there used to be many more trees here, but after the Hurricane Hillary, we lost a lot of the trees here, so the canopy is not as thick as it used to be. These are the original bricks over here for the patio. We just pulled them all off. I think we have a couple dozen that aren't original, but there's a lot of bricks up here. And so we had damage from a lot of the roots that were pushed up. So we fixed all of that and put the bricks back. And we're gonna try to figure out a way to make this a nice little event area. We had so much rain this year that it brought all this sand down. And so right there is where the ground normally ends, where you see where the stone is, and this is how high it's gotten. We went to clean it off after the first round of rain that did this, and then we realized it was just ridiculous to do it. So we were just gonna wait till the rains ended. So probably at the 1st of June, we're gonna take our big equipment and come in and push out all the sand and make a big pile of it, because we can use the sand in other areas of the ranch. So that's what we're gonna do here. But when this was a working cattle ranch and the hands would spend the nights up here, they'd cook their meals down below. They had this stairway that leads down, and there's kind of like a little sitting pool at the end. So the water would come down and they'd be able to cool off and clean up in the sitting pool. One of the things on our list to do is to put a railing that goes down there and to pull out a lot of this overgrowth of plant, especially the oleander, which really shouldn't be here. I do not know how come we have all this oleander in here. The hands also planted cilantro, watercress, and mint. And before all this sand piled up over here, this time of the year, it just smelled so lovely because there was mint everywhere. Someone told me they did the mint to try to keep the mosquitoes at bay. I have no idea. But I could see during the summertime, this would be filled with mosquitoes because there's not a lot of fresh air moving through. It's not breezy at all. It's cool. There's lots of water. Just seems like a breeding ground for mosquitoes. All right, well, now you've seen the west side of the ranch, in the back of the ranch, our west pond, all the beautiful surroundings here, just gorgeous with all the grapes growing. If you could just feel how nice and cool this is, and knowing that it's over 100 degrees in Palm Springs right now, you'd want to be here in a second. But hopefully you've enjoyed seeing what we have over here. We hope you want to take a tour here at one point. You can go online and book a tour online. If not, just keep following us. If you like this video, please press like, subscribe, share with your friends, and we hope to see you at the next video. Goodbye, thank you.